Okay, it has started. Let me announce it. So do you know who's playing?
As per the announcement, I know the names of the people playing.
Yeah, it's a Amazon versus Camry match.
Do you happen to know the team names?
Yes, that would be Camry would be Revolutionary Corpses and Amazons are Rockomotive Kit Stompers.
Okay. Well, it's not up yet then.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of bad timing for the match because Herringzoid is streaming now. Okay. Ooh, Mr. Lazy says we're starting up the game now. So we should have some action soon.
So both Herringzord and Andy Davo. So we're gonna have about 3 people watching.
Yes. And those three people are gonna be me, you, and the bot.
For real.
Yeah, so I think the game. No, it's not live yet. No.
Yeah, they gotta get through inducements first.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that game last night was pretty intense between Nocturnal and Quicks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sort of petered out near the end where
y-
Nocturnal just didn't have any players left, unfortunately.
yeah, but I mean, there's not much you could have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I streamed a match earlier today between Organized Crisis and Kijiri. It was Orcs versus Necro. It was kind of a good game. Orcs did not have a fun time. Had one death, two injuries, and where Necros had nothing.
X.
Yeah, so that was not fun at all. Apparently, I like it more if people tell me like 5 minutes before game starts. I stream this because then I don't have time to like overthink it and stuff.
Oh, looks like we're live.
Okay, we are live. Yeah, so these are two experienced teams since they're playing in GMan 3. I see you're sharing our concern in general chat. Uh, yeah. Oh, that's a nice pitch. Okay, so looks like neither of the two teams have a bench. And Amazon's picked up an inducement. I'm just not sure what it is.
Yeah, I'm not quite loaded in.
Okay.
Apparently, I should have tried to load in something before this. Here we go. Um, yeah, so Amazons have a babe, and looks like we're playing on Elf Turf, which is cool.
Yeah. I'm wondering what is a Amazon babe? Because Is that like a really hot guy or what?
That's a good question. It's clearly just an orc cheerleader.
Ugh, that's oh, KO's first turn already. So not the greatest start for Amazons there.
So, players to watch out for on in this particular game. Obviously, the Strength 6 Tomb Guardian is going to be a thing because he's going to very easily get 3 dice
Yeah, he also has Agi.
for some reason.
Hey, YOLO man.
I mean, I guess if he gets another one, he can turn it into a ball carrier.
That would be pretty insane.
Alternatively, he gets a doubles, just picks up sure hands. He's now a throw with Strength 6.
That would be. I'm quite sure people would bounty him then.
Additionally, to that, we have a Blodge Tackle Blitzerer. No Mighty Blow, but just having Tackle is good.
Yeah.
So he's a piece to watch out for.
Yeah. We do have a viewer, I can announce. Mr.
Woo!
Mysthesia demanding I show skills because I forgot again. That's the third time people are like, why no skills? Yes. And I see Amazon's got an extra reroll as well, so that could
Yep.
help.
Fails to pick up, but has a skeleton right beside it, so he ends up scattering into it and catching.
Yeah.
Not really what you want the ball on. AV6 skeleton, but he's plus movement.
Yeah, that's quite good. And thanks Squiggy for the follow. Really appreciate it.
Now, as for the Amazons, players to watch out for, obviously the Tackle Palmer is going to be huge in this particular game. Pros the hit, knocks him down.
Ooh, do we have
Natural armor break. Is
yes,
he gonna pile?
yes.
Yes.
Well, injury.
The injury?
Let's see what that is. Badly hurt. Come on.
No, no region though.
Yeah.
Region may play a large factor in this game because neither team have a bench.
Yeah.
Additionally, for the Amazons, we have a bunch of guard, which is going to be very helpful for dealing with these Tomb Guardians, and a movement 7, strength 4 Frenzy Blitzer.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, I would not try to bring the play anywhere near the sidelines if I was the Kimry.
Yeah. That game I cast earlier today was actually the dev came from a surf. So and was on a blitzer, so not what you want as an orc team.
Uh, no, I imagine we're just gonna see Hummersepp just sort of dodge out and disengage here.
Yeah. Yeah. Darken cannons suggesting we just need to develop a sexy accent and then we will have lots of people watching us.
Yeah. America doesn't have that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and in South Africa our accents are more aggressive than the Germans, so
So, not opting to dodge out from the Strength 6 Tomb Guardian, deciding he just wants to try and leave it there.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, the Amazons are gonna have a tough time getting near that ball with these Tomb Guardians because, I mean, you're gonna have to surround them quite a bit to even match them in strength.
Yeah. Setting up a 3 die. I feel like Hummersepp's game plan is just going to be try to avoid Tomb Guardians, pick off skeletons until you have enough of a number advantage to
Yeah.
just sort of win.
Yeah, the problem is, what if the Tomb Guardians just kill all your players before you can get near him?
Well, then you cry because you're playing Amazons.
Yes.
Just deciding where he wants his players before taking a block.
Uh, I mean, I'm not sure. I can't see any. I do see as a rookie Tomb Guardian, so that might be a new addition. No, another injury. Oh, that's not good. Badly hurt.
Just battling her. So numbers are even again. And when the numbers are even, that's always going to favor the Khemri in this matchup, just because he has easy ways to set up 3-die blocks already, so the dodge is not as important.
Yeah, I think he's one ahead because there's a KO and injury on the Amazon team.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Look at me, I understand Blood Bowl.
1-die block with block. Now, the one problem I have with this is it's exposed his tackle piece to a tackle palm hit.
Yes, that could be a problem.
Or he can take this and try to take down the Tomb Guardian. Needed the follow up there if he was going to try and take down the Tomb Guardian. I mean, we could see him dodge out and just make a red die blitz on the strength 6 since he has block.
Yeah.
Red dies on pieces without block when you have block are not really that bad.
Yeah, they should have really bad luck.
But yeah, I feel like I would have followed up that hit in even if it was exposing a guard piece and just tried to take out this Tomb Guardian.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
It's very exposed.
Yes.
And it's not often you get decent hits on Tomb Guardians.
Yeah, and that's one of his less experienced Tomb Guardians. He only has block. Ah, God, sorry.
No, looks like he's taken a non-money blow hit on a Tomb Guardian instead. Knocks him down.
Hmm.
I would probably consider fouling this. Like,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that it would have to be on a piece with skills, but
Yeah.
that's very important Tomb Guardian.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Marking pieces, which is not exactly great.
Yeah. I would say with the way the layout of the teams are now, they kind of set up for the Tomb Guardians to do massive damage. So we really have to try and get rid of at least one.
So, most likely, we're gonna have the Strength 6 make a blitz somewhere, probably a 3-die. Because, I
Yeah.
mean, you've got it. You may as well. Looks like he's going down, gonna start shifting over to the right side.
Yes. I see at least. Wait. Oh, I added that Tomb Guardian. Oh, he stood up, that's why. That makes sense. You could get these two Guardian hits here. And one of them is the Strength 6 one, so.
Just marking more things. more things that are marked, the harder it is for the Amazons to disengage.
Yeah. Amazons are agi free, so
I like this, blitzing with tackle. Just get the guard piece off of the cage. Make sure that even if you were to somehow fail the block, your cage is still intact.
yeah. Another arm break, another KO.
Amazons are starting to lose momentum here.
Yeah, that's 3 players down at the moment.
But the one problem with this is it exposes the tackle blitz draw to palm hit again, and that is one of your most important pieces. I do not like this block.
Yeah. Yeah,
One die without block,
yeah,
and it just frees up the guard blitzer.
yeah. I would have gone for the catcher there.
I wouldn't have made the block at all. Takes down the tackle piece.
Oh, KO.
Natural break, so you could consider piling on that, but just getting up the player off the pitch at the moment is sort of the important part.
Yeah, it evens it out a bit more.
So one problem with this is the Tomb Guardian makes a hit on this guard piece, and then suddenly your tackle palmer is exposed. You kind of need to protect this piece. Sort of your only way back into the game at this point.
Yeah. I mean, if he loses that level 5 blitzer, it's gonna be very tough.
Setting up to make a block. This leaves you awfully tied up. In all honesty, I would have disengaged with the 2 players he moved forward and this dodge lineman off to the side, and then just made a red die block on Vladimir the Tomb Guardian. Because you have block, he doesn't, so red dies are not that bad.
Yeah.
And then that allows you, and then if you get at least a push, that allows you to dodge out the um, catcher.
Yeah, and he took a KO from that dodge. Did he
Yep.
have? Didn't? Did he use his resolve this turn?
Didn't need to. I mean, he had dodge, so.
Yeah.
But now you're going to see all these players tied up that just didn't need to be tied up.
Yeah.
3 die hit from Mighty Blow for free.
And there's another armor break.
Just a stun,
Yeah.
but one less player you have.
Yeah. And yeah, this could be rough.
Right, we're going to start seeing it snowball very soon if
Yeah.
Hummersepp doesn't start protecting his players better.
Yeah, he's not playing correctly for a team like the Amazons.
Not in my opinion. In this matchup, he definitely needs to just disengage a whole lot more.
Yeah. Liscaria saying that Tomb Guardian with a strength and agi is a bloat monster.
It's a thing. Doesn't knock him down. Interesting. I feel like I would have pushed this catcher to the right. That way I would have had him in the middle of both Mighty Blow Tomb Guardians.
Yes, that was definitely a interesting choice.
Seems to be rotating cage over to the left. No reason not to.
I mean, he's definitely gonna try and stall for as long as possible to wear down the players and keep those free KOs out because he has advantage.
I mean, he's just going to keep grinding down the pitch for the next, 3 turns.
Yeah. And I don't blame him. I mean, look at his Tomb Guardian positions. He's in a very good position.
I mean, he's positioned his Frora to prevent the blitz, but it's exposed it quite a bit, and now we see a POW come in.
Yeah.
No break, but
Yeah.
does get a player on the ball.
Yeah, that's kind of not the best decision there.
But at the same time, there's not really that many players 3 to get
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. So,
Throws GFI, rerolls and makes it.
yeah.
We might see a red die come out of the killer blitzer at the end of the turn
Yeah.
because they're not that scary when you have block and the other guy doesn't.
Yeah. That could have.
Just dodging out, setting up for a hit on the Stoom Guardian, I suppose.
Yeah. That's not what he wanted. Couldn't he have pushed the Tomb Guardian onto the Frora and then pushed him onto the ball carrier?
Yeah, I'm just. He doesn't seem to be very good at disengaging with this team for some reason.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have just given up this drive, shifted over to the right, and tried to get rid of this Tomb Guardian that's exposed.
Yeah.
Because you're down 3 players, or 2 players rather, against a team that can very easily set up 3-die Mighty Blow hits already.
Yeah. And Miss UX, I definitely agree. Rip Zons Incorporated.
So, for the record, red dies while you have block and the other team doesn't. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now this is pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not great.
Block is a good skill.
Yeah. So that means.
So that's a 2-die into a 2-die on the ball.
Yeah, so maybe if he's lucky, he can go score.
I mean, if he can just get through this drive with half his team intact, making blocks before the important block of taking down the ball. Interesting.
Uh, I wouldn't say both teams have made mistakes so far. I think the Amazons are definitely not having a great game, especially since they aren't
That's a nice
disengaging.
scatter.
Yeah,
Opposite hit with the line woman instead of the blitzer, so that he can more easily, so that when if he picks up the ball, he can more easily run away with it.
yeah. And Blitz also has plus movement, so
Not blitzing this turn, but I mean,
and he
more important to protect the ball scatter, I suppose.
yeah.
And now he's away.
Yeah, he might actually score. Who would have seen that coming?
Kimmery just sort of made their cage a bit too aggressively, and then when they failed to block, they just lost.
Yeah. So the momentum in the game swung quite rapidly there, I must say.
Now we're just going to see the Camry sort of scrambling to get some injuries.
Yeah. I mean, I was feeling good about the Camry until he messed up his cage like that.
So, for those of you wondering why I keep talking about just taking red dies on Tomb Guardians, the chance of just remaining standing after you take that red die, if you have block, is 70%. 90% if you're willing to commit the reroll. And you've also got a 25% chance of knocking him down. It's really not as scary as people think. Not getting any knockdowns here.
Missed saying it's almost as though disengaging paid off because Blodge is awesome. I don't know, I still think it was a mistake not disengaging. It did work out for him, but I still think it could have gone horribly wrong for him.
Yeah. It's just one of those things of, oh, he happened to fail a block in the worst possible place, now he loses.
Yeah.
Well, not sure this is really worth the reroll, but I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
I guess now he can't. Well, he can stall still. Not sure how I feel about putting your Blodge Throw on the tackle piece. Just mark the player, run downfield. I mean, he's got a red die you without block or tackle anyway.
Yeah.
Disengaging, taking the free hit. I'd reroll that. He doesn't get the down, that's unfortunate. Is he planning on taking another hit with it? I mean, it is an important piece. Doesn't knock him down. Right. 4+, 3+ for either of these two players to get out.
Yeah.
It's worth the chance.
Yeah.
4 hits less hard than Mighty Blow. Supposedly.
Yeah. So I mean, if Amazons get their free KOs back, I think they're in a very, very strong position.
Yeah, I mean, it's... At this point, the Amazons don't even have to score in their drive.
Mm.
So where's the Mighty... Oh, that's
Nope.
another injury.
Yeah, that's not great. Ooh, strength.
Strength.
Yes. Using apothecary. Niggling injury.
So he's probably still dead.
Yeah.
So where's the Mighty Blow hit gonna be? I imagine he's going to hit this guard lineman and then push him off and then take the Mighty Blow hit on this killer.
Yeah. That would make sense.
I would just leave the movement 6 skeleton on the ground because he's AV6.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure he's worth keeping. I mean, sure, he's plus movement, but he's a skeleton. Oh, no, taking the Mighty Blow hit on the guard piece. Which I don't like. It deprives you of an additional 3 die hit.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, he's got a follow-up hit, but it's only a 2 die.
And both. Yeah. That wasn't great.
Just trying to tie up Amazons.
Yeah, but he's definitely gonna score next then, I mean.
Oh, casual dodge. Just sort of saying, look, if you want to stall another turn, I'm going to take a whole bunch of Mighty Blow hits.
Mm.
And by a whole bunch, I mean one, because I'm not good at maximizing my hits.
And the destroying starts.
Opts to just knock down the skeleton instead of blitzing,
Yeah.
feeling fairly secure in his position. I mean, he could have just scored,
Yeah.
but scoring forces you to line up on the line of scrimmage, giving, 3 more hits for no reason. So I imagine we'll just see Hummersepp just run away, take the 3-2 die hit on the fur raw. You don't follow this, or you
And
follow this. Well, that's getting fouled. Like, there's skeletons around. You're gonna get fouled now. He unfortunately stood up the 86 skeleton, so that's probably going to get 1 die hit.
yeah. And
Or 2 die.
yeah, Miss UX points out the Camry is gonna lose now, so he's probably just gonna try and murder them second half.
Yep.
And I mean, what's the use of winning if you do not have a team anymore?
Okay, so he's got to dodge out this guard piece. He does. I mean, that's still an easy 3 die hit.
Yeah, and I have a feeling this blitzer on the ground is definitely gonna get fouled.
Oh, yeah.
I would.
That's like the Amazon's most important piece.
And it is level 5, so that's a lot of investment.
I, I would not have followed up on that block. I would have just ran him away.
Yeah.
Push him up and to the right, and that way your foul becomes better. Good. Why would you follow? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have followed, and that gives him the ability to set up another 3 die to take out this catcher. And even if you don't take out the catcher, you push him off the Tomb Guardian, and that allows you to have a better foul.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
Foul now.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's okay, takes that block instead. I mean, this is what you foul with.
Yeah,
And
okay, yeah. Okay, he's going for
Yep.
the foul.
It's 3 assist foul on 87. That's unfortunate. This piece so deserved to die.
Yeah, that's really disappointing.
Way too exposed. And Amazon's just running in.
Yeah, and now we're gonna die.
All 3 KOs come back because of the Babe.
Yes.
Actually, Babe didn't even do a thing. The tackle piece for the Camry stays out.
Yes, so that means it should be about even now. 2-2. Yeah, it's even. Yeah.
Yep, so 9 each.
Yeah. My one problem is they didn't take out any of the Tomb Guardians. So this is not gonna be fun here on the front line.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy to get hits. Now, the upside for the Amazons is now they don't have to score. Like, they can just sit someone in the backfield and just pass the ball back and forth for, 4 or 5 turns it takes the Camry to move downfield to threaten you, and then just sort of hide in a corner.
Yeah. They could do that. That would be the smart choice, but that would also be the boring choice.
Now, so it's worth pointing out that Camry win games by removing pieces. And so any sort of engagement is going to be problematic for the Amazons because at this point the only goal the Camry have is just remove players. If I can remove enough players, eventually he's not going to be able to stop me, and maybe I can tie the game.
Yeah, why would you put that movement 7, strength 4 blitz on the line of scrimmage? I know she's strong, but that's still risking quite a bit.
He's decided this is how he's going to break this line down,
Is it
but
gonna work?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with just putting 3 players on the line of scrimmage and dodging them out. Like, the name of the game for the Amazons here is team preservation. Because, like I said, they don't need to score.
Yeah, but the thing is, last half they showed they're not that great at disengaging.
Passing is worse.
Yes, I don't think
Not
that.
something I expected either team to really be doing.
Yeah,
Moves the guard piece. So that's a 2 die into a 1 die on the frenzy. Knocks him down. So
yeah,
deciding if he wants to blitz the guard skeleton with the killer piece. And that does appear to be what he wants to do.
yes.
Pro fails, just a push. And then you stay, because that's safer.
Yeah,
If
okay.
anything, I would probably dodge him out. Because you can't protect him in this position.
Yeah. Apparently not.
Going to knock down the Tomb Guardian, but this player still isn't safe.
Yeah.
It's not particularly hard to set up a 3 die here.
Yeah.
Picks up the ball.
Oh, going
And
for.
going to foul the Tomb Guardian. That's fine. Like we said, Tomb Guardians are important.
Yeah. That's the guard. Level 1 Tomb Guardian? Yes. Ah, level 2. So. But again, didn't remove it. Only roll
The only
4.
problem with this is it puts everyone in the same spot.
Yes. This is
So
again.
this is a very easy 3 die on the killer. Like you
Yeah.
just
Yeah, that's the problem.
all
I
you
mean.
have to do is
it-
free up this guard piece.
Yeah, well, Amazon's all in one spot, but it's gonna be easy to, like, smash them.
Okay, he's pushing this Tomb Guardian so that he can get even more surrounded on the Amazons.
Yeah.
And this is fine as well. It's like, look, you're now surrounded by a bunch of guard and Tomb Guardians.
Yeah, we're basically boxed in.
And this was why I was talking about how all the Amazons were in one spot.
Yes.
You can even move the movement 6 skeleton around to make any dodge outs even harder. So this was like the last thing you wanted to do as the Amazons.
Yeah, I can imagine because this does not
'Cause, I
look
mean,
great.
You've freed up 2 players, but where are you going to go?
Yeah, he decided team preservation is not his number one priority.
Now, honestly, he just needs to dodge everyone out. Like,
Yeah, he still has food.
there's nothing about this that's safe. Pro does a thing, still not a knockdown. Push him up and off, and then stay. Good. Now you can run their blitzer away. So now he's deciding what players are most important to dodge out with. Now, if it was me, I would start with the guard pieces, and then probably move on to the wrestle.
Yes. He still has a reroll this turn, so he could reroll a dodge if it fails.
I mean, all his players have dodge, so he gets a free reroll regardless.
Yeah, that's true.
Dodging out with the least important player is interesting. I would have started with the most important players, especially ones with doubles.
Yes.
Gets him off the mighty blow. That's good. He may be trying to figure out how he's going to protect his strength 4 blitzer that's just kind of stuck. Nope, just starts to dodge out, goes to protect his kill piece.
Yeah. I mean, if these two. Okay, that one got free. Because if that player stayed next to that Tomb Guardian, it would have ended really badly because he has Mighty Blow.
Yep. Now he's protected the ball. He's moved most of his important players away. I don't like that. Why would you stay there? You're giving up a 3-die hit and then giving up a 3-die hit on your blitzer.
Yes, that is a
Well,
very
you're
interesting
giving up a
choice.
2-die hit because he doesn't have any guard. But giving up a, you know, 3 2-die with Mighty Blow on your most important piece is questionable, is all I'm gonna say. Looks like he's gonna take the 3-die hit to break into the cage. So, the Kimri are still trying to win the game.
Yes, that is. I
Which, I
mean,
mean, you can't fault them for that.
yeah,
So now he can sort of slot in this Tomb Guardian between these two players, tie them up. He'll probably put the skeleton on the kill piece just to make it harder for him to block.
yeah. Doc Mark, thanks for follow.
Not sure if I like the hit before deciding where you're going to put your skeleton. I mean, he may just leave him here. But I feel like even if he is AV6, he needs to be in base contact with something to just make it harder for the Amazons to run away.
Yeah. We could try something insane and make the blitzer pass to the catcher, but that would be just a bit crazy, I think.
So now it's down to how Hummersepp responds. I mean, it's entirely possible that he'll have to red die one of these Tomb Guardians.
Yes, and that's risky.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too risky as long as you're willing to commit the reroll. I mean, if you have block, it's a 90% chance to remain standing with the team reroll.
That is true.
So what we could see is red die on the block might well guard Tomb Guardian, blitz down the movement 6 Skelly, and then we can sort of form a cage over here to the left, and that gets you out of range of, half of his players, half the Kimry players.
Yeah, that could work.
Alternatively, we could just see him run farther into the backfield and just waste more turns.
Yeah, I think that would be a better decision to try and disengage a little bit because I don't know, I just don't like the Amazons being surrounded by the Tomb Guardians.
Mm. What you could do is you could red dye both these guard Tomb Guardians for, 60% to just remain standing. It looks like he's set up for a 1 die. That's fine. And if he can move Frederick here, he can dodge out and do a 4+ handoff to the guard piece and just be gone.
Yes, could
I
try
mean,
that.
4+ with a reroll, 75%. And then you dodge out. You don't even have to do a GFI, I don't think. No, he has to do 1 GFI. I think that would be my play, is I would just red dye this Tomb Guardian.
Yeah, I mean,
Even if it is Frenzy, that's, 2 60% chances of staying up. 90% if I'm willing to commit the reroll. Dodge out with, do a 3+ dodge with dodge. Single GFI, and that puts me in handoff range. Handoff 75% with a reroll. Another 3+ dodge and a GFI, and then I just win the game because he can't knock down my player.
yeah, so.
Like, best he can do is mark me, and I can just dodge out. And even if he does manage to somehow make me fall down, all his throw raws are on the other end of the pitch. So it's going to take him, 4 turns to pick up the ball because it's Camry.
Yeah. But that is still a lot of dice. Even though the odds are good, its snuffle still exists.
Yeah, I mean, the possibility for failure is there, but at the same time, what are you going to do by standing here? Okay, so hands off looks like he's going to try for either a pass or to just. Okay, yeah, this works. This is probably the better version of the play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very sunny, so the pass is sort of bad.
Yes.
So he's gonna have to like dodge through this tackle zone. Yep, and failure.
Yep. That did not land in a great position.
Yeah. So the reason I would have done it the other way, even if it was probably a bit more risky, was that if I failed, the ball was going to be near my players.
Yes.
As of now, the ball is near none of my players and is near Ferrara. Yep, marking up the blitzer back here. So we'll probably see the Camry take this block, and then decide whether or not he's going to take a bunch of Camry, if he's going to take a bunch of 2-die hits before trying to pick up the ball.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not great. And injury on the Tomb Guardian. Missing game. That's.
Regions.
Yeah.
That's very unlucky.
Yeah. I was about to say that catcher next to the mighty blow Tomb Guardian doesn't look great, but can dodge out from that now.
So, the Amazons still aren't in an amazing spot, but just marking the ball is probably enough.
Mm.
Because most of the I would leave all these players marked on these Tomb Guardians, because if they can't move, there's no way he's going to get this ball. I'd reroll this. He does. Doesn't break him, but having two players on the ball was very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss X is not happy with that both down roll.
Yeah. I kind of believe the Camry sort of deserves to score here, just because the play. When you make a play in Blood Bowl, you have to look at it and say, okay, so what happens with the failure state? And the failure state of the play Hummersepp chose was, I just give up the ball and probably end up tying the game.
Yeah.
So this is something weird, but I would not have disengaged, because disengaging here gives him a chance to actually get on the ball again.
Yeah.
So, like, I think giving up all these two dice to the Tomb Guardian would have been the correct play, even if he didn't fail. Just because these Tomb Guardians are the only way he's likely to be able to control the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I think Amazons do have the game, but I think it's gonna be a heavy, quite a beating we're gonna take.
The Amazons are still in a decent spot, but it's going to be a bit dicier than it needed to be, in my opinion. Uh-oh. Killer gets knocked down.
KO.
Killer is knocked out. KO is safe, but at the same time, that evens up the numbers for the Camry.
Yeah.
And like I said before, anytime the numbers are even, the Camry are ahead, because they have more strength, more guard, more mighty blow.
Amazons did at least remove a skeleton and a Tomb Guardian for now. So
I don't think he can afford to reroll this. He just has to take that.
he does have, yeah, it's double block, so he won't turn over it.
Rerolls it.
That's interesting.
It leaves him with one reroll for the next 3 turns, and this is a very important set of turns.
Yeah, he could pick up a
I
few
mean,
injuries now.
it gives him the ability to go for a 4+ pickup, but it's a 4+ pickup without a reroll.
Mm.
Oh, looks like he's trying to scatter the ball. And he's made it worse. And that's a skull.
And
And that's
KO.
another player gone. And that's why I would not have re-rolled that hit on the Furra.
Yeah. These two of his, like, important players are KO, so they're safe for now. But the players on the pitch are in a lot more danger now, because now it's Camry have more numbers.
So Hummersepp can clear the ball pretty easily. It's just deciding how he wants to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, he even has the ability to clear path for his Blodge Furra. But the problem is that requires getting a knockdown.
Mm.
So I would not have moved the AV6 skeleton until after I made this hit on the tackle piece, and that's unfortunate. What is happening?
This is not. What is with his rolls? I mean, that's like the second time, I think, in a row where he's had that. So I was gonna
That's
ask.
unfortunate.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, do you think the Camry still have a chance? But now it's looking very, very improbable for them to score to save the
Last
draw.
Now, before that quad skulls, yes, they definitely had a chance. But now it's very difficult. Freeze up the tackle piece. Um,
Stun there.
he may go for a one die and try to scatter the ball and
Hmm.
just see what happens. And if it scatters well, he can pick it up and just run away. Or he can just blitz the player and just have an extra player on the ball. Which, I mean, with the Froras tied up, that's really all you need. It's just a player or two on the ball. Goes for the pickup. Rerolls it. Gets it.
People are speaking
And
Spanish in my chat for some reason.
so if I was Hummersepp, I would just pass. I would just dump the ball downfield.
Yeah, think, I think, I think he's definitely gonna score again. Which again, it's happened where that's a total shift in momentum again, like the first half, where Camry were building up, looking good, and then something crazy just happens, and then Amazons have the ball and they're on the way to score.
And not any good ways for the Camry to stop this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way because closest player is stunned. Other player will have to dodge out, which is not great on Camry, I would say, because he's agility something is agility 2. I would not want to risk that. So,
I mean, he has dodge, so it's a 75% dodge, but it's a 75% dodge into a 6+ roll because he doesn't have tackle. I mean, it's his only option to prevent the score, but
it's still risky.
like, may as well reroll this.
Nope.
Doesn't choose to do it. I mean, you may as well reroll that because it's your only chance at stopping the score.
Mm, okay. Now, the problem with this is he doesn't have any rerolls left on, but this player does have dodge, so I think it's pretty safe, and he's anyway gonna knock him out. So no, Amazon's definitely gonna score. So Cambry tried well, but they had a few unfortunate rolls. But double quad skulls changed the game from a draw to a 2-0 loss, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now we're just gonna see the Amazon player disengage. I mean, this is a strong enough Kimmery team where I would consider fouling this Frora.
Yeah, I mean, if he's,
I would.
yeah, in my
This,
opinion,
I mean, that skeleton is not going to catch you. I would just foul this Frora because it's a strong enough team where there's actually a chance where it will qualify. And in league play, his record is directly competing with your record. You
yeah,
may as well try and make his record worse.
yeah. And I mean, if players sent off, it doesn't matter because the game's over. I mean,
I mean, if it's sent off, that's better because he's safe.
yeah. So foul away.
Yeah. So now, Luclazy here, he's just trying to decide which piece is you know better to remove, the tackle piece or the guard piece, or perhaps the diving tackle catcher.
Yeah,
Or I feel like I would go after the guard piece just because blitzers are harder to replace because they're more expensive.
yeah. I mean, it would have been great for Camry if one of those two players who are knocked out were still on the pitch because they are natural targets. But I mean, now they have some important players, but not that important, I would say.
Going after the line woman who's leveled. That's none of the important targets.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So that's a thing in league play you always have to consider is what okay, I've lost this game.
what?
How can I make it less likely for this team to beat me out in the long run? And so if he had managed to kill this tackle blitzer or this guard blitzer, then that would have hurt Hummersepp's team. It
Yeah,
made it less likely for them to get the playoffs.
okay. So this is gonna be, yeah, this is a good choice. Move everyone away. Just don't even try anything. Those players are gonna get beaten up. So just put like line movement or something on there. But
Opts to protect the injured guard linewoman over the blitzer. I'm not. I understand the reasoning. The guard linewoman is harder to replace because yeah, that's a double, but I don't think I agree. I mean, it's not your only guard piece. It's already movement busted. Just put it on the line. If it dies, it dies.
yeah,
Because as I recall, Amazon blitzers are pretty expensive.
mm, yeah, could be.
Are we setting up for a Kimry one turn? Surely not.
Is that even possible?
I don't. I mean, their movement 6, so it's technically possible. It's just difficult.
Yes, and he does have a reroll, but he's still gonna need incredible luck.
So we'll probably see several 3-die hits and then a foul on whatever he managed to knock down. Somewhat random GFI, but okay. It's one knockdown. Doesn't get that one. Chooses not to re-roll it because he wants to hurt this blitzer.
Mm. So he's definitely not going for the one turn because he moved the ball carrier.
Yeah. I mean, most people wouldn't even consider trying a Kimry one turn. I would try it just because I like practicing one turns.
Yeah,
Doesn't knock him down on the first hit, but he has many follow up hits.
that
Now, time for another 3-die from a Tomb Guardian. Oh, takes the 3-die with tackle,
yeah, that's a foul.
knocks him down. So now he can move 3 players around and foul.
Yeah.
Because, oh,
What the? Why? Why won't you foul that? I mean, why don't you foul? That makes no sense. Okay, so that's
it's not a thing that a lot of people in the low to mid tier divs tend to think about is if I hurt this team because they beat me, they're less likely to win in the future and they are less likely to get ahead of me.
yeah, but this isn't that low tier. I mean, this is free. I don't know. I would have fouled, but that's just me. So if we look here, MVP goes to Jamie, the line woman, and to Sung Fung the Blitzra.
It's good MVP for the Camry. he kind of needs to level this splitter. Taking tackle like he did has delayed Mighty Blow.
Yeah, and 13 armor breaks for the Amazons. Only 8 for the Camry. And some good SPP on the Amazons. And a little bit here and there for the Camry. So I think the major thing that changed that game was first off, pushing too aggressively with that cage, because they were on a good forward rush there, and then that went wrong. And then second off, that double or quad skulls also just broke it basically.
Yeah, the Camry got very unlucky with some of its blocks. It's worth pointing out that the Camry made more blocks and have less armor breaks.
Yeah, that's
I mean, part of that is because of dodge, so the successful blocks are sort of negated a bit and turned into pushes, but
yeah.
still a bit unlucky.
Yeah, so thanks a lot, Cheese, for joining me tonight.
No problem.
So hope you enjoyed this game. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So we actually had, I think, like 5, 6 viewers at one point, so a lot better than we expected.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it was to be expected with Andy and Aringzold playing tonight, streaming tonight, so
Yeah.
yeah. So tomorrow we have Chaos Cup. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not because it's at like 1 a.m. my time.
Yeah, it
So
starts.
I will be asleep.
It starts around 8:30 in the morning for me, so I'll probably be awake, maybe. Okay, so thanks a lot. Thanks to everyone in the chat. And we will see you next time. Have a good evening.